G'day guys, I'm Connor O'Brien from Speedcafe.com. We're here today at Matt Stone Racing headquarters on the Gold Coast to preview the Bunnings Trade Perth SuperNight as part of RYCO Clearing the Air. Before we jump into it, just a quick look back on the last round. Earlier this month, we were at Albert Park in support of the Formula One Australian Grand Prix. Shane Van Gisbergen and Chaz Mostert, those two sweeping the round between them, I guess, taking 2 wins apiece in the 4-race weekend. Funnily enough, all 4 wins went to Holden after all 4 pole positions went to Ford between David Reynolds, Will Davison and Anton De Pasquale. So Shane Van Gisbergen enters Perth with a 144-point lead over De Pasquale in the championship, so already looking in a comfortable position so far. So we head over to Perth now, where DJR has traditionally, at least in the last couple of years, had the upper hand. We haven't raced in WA since 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the last 6 races that did take place there all went DJR's way. Will Davison and Anton De Pasquale are still looking for their first race win of the year. The Perth track, it's only a short track, but it looks like a great opportunity for those guys to try and open their account in 2022. Triple Eight Race Engineering, of course, do have form on the board this year again. Shane Van Gisbergen, 6 race wins so far. His teammate Brock Feeney in his rookie campaign, again looking good. At this historic circuit where Walkinshaw Andretti United, Chaz Mostert has 3 wins this year. Nick Percat's gradually coming to grips with the Mobile One NTI Racing Commodore. Over at Grove Racing, we've got Dave Reynolds and Lee Holdsworth. Those guys have been on fire the last couple of rounds. They've actually, I guess, really putting the pressure on some of the other Ford outfits like Tickford Racing and Blanchard Racing Team. And yeah, we've seen Dave Reynolds really come back to his best and prove himself to be week in, week out contender. So expect those guys to be right up the front. A little further down the lane, and we've got a couple of underdogs that have really made a mark on this season already. Matt Stone Racing, of course, where we are now. Front row start in Tassie. Todd Hazelwood's found himself in the top 10 in the championship. So those guys are having their best season ever thus far. Premier Racing as well, obviously in their first season. 3 top 10s for Gary Jacobson at Albert Park. Plenty of momentum for a couple of the teams that are really, looking to move their way up the pecking order now. And so just more broadly, we've got a 2-day event for Supercars itself, 3 days including the supports which start on the Friday. So for the main game, 46 lap races, 1 on the Saturday night back under lights, 2 on the Sunday afternoon. There'll be plenty of hustle and bustle. It's a very short lap, just like Tassie. Tyre wear's not the factor it once was over at Wanneroo. We had the track resurfaced in 2019. A bit kinder to the tyres, some faster lap times and not quite as bad wear. It will be the first time at Wanneroo Raceway for a number of drivers at the main game level. None more notably than Brodie Kostecki and Jake Kostecki, both WA products. Brodie having a great season, running 5th in the championship for Erebus Motorsport. Jake's had a tougher start, but over at Tickford Racing and has shown some good signs there. And finally, there'll be a bumper support card for the entire weekend, which will be fantastic. Led by the Super 2 and Super 3 series, and you'll also have the Radical Cup Australia, Historic Cars, and the V8 Super Utes. So plenty of action to keep entertained the entire time in between the 3 Supercars races. That was the RYCO Clearing the Air event preview for the Bunnings Trade Perth SuperNight. Stay tuned to speedcafe.com for your daily racing fix and for all the live updates across what will be a bumper weekend.
RYCO Syntec oil filters are used by leading supercars team Tickford Racing on their Mustang V8 engines, and now you can get one for your road car. As part of RYCO's partnership with Tickford, significant production enhancements have been made to the Syntec range, including larger ports that improve oil flow and a thicker base plate for added protection against oil pressure surges during endurance events, whilst maintaining superior filtration and life. Syntec is a premium upgrade over OE, so ask your mechanic for RYCO Syntec at your next service and fit the best oil filter on the market.